Hello, and welcome to the Being Human podcast, where we explore what it means to be human, physically, mentally, and spiritually. We upload an episode of this podcast every single week, so whether you're new here or especially if you're returning and you have not yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You do not want to miss any of these episodes. On this episode of the podcast, we did a fight recap of Jake Wills' performance on BMF 10 last weekend. Jimmy, Joe, Jake and I sat down and watched what was a fantastic performance from Jake. He fought a high-level striker and did incredibly well. He won a dominant and convincing decision. We talked about the fight itself, we talked about Jake's trajectory in a more general and wider sense, and we talked about the HW1 fight team, what's happening, the changes that have been implemented this year. If you haven't watched Jake's performance already, get it on and watch along. I hope you enjoy the recap. If you do, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below, share it around on social media, hit that subscribe button as well. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to hit that follow button and hit those 5 stars as well. That really helps the podcast. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting Being Human. The Being Human podcast is brought to you by Mr. Bassett's Grappler Soap and Mr. Bassett's Grappler's Coffee. Nobody wants staph or ringworm or wants to smell bad. Grappler's Soap is going to fight off those infections, nourish your skin and make sure you smell sweet for your training partners on the mats. And Grappler's Coffee is going to get you firing on all cylinders so you can wrist lock, oil check and neck crank them all the livelong day. All you need to do to pick up these goods is to head to mrbassets.com and use the code WAG10 to get 10% off your order. That's WAG, all caps, 10 to get 10% off your order. And now presenting Being Human with Judo Jimmy, Joe Taylor, and Jake Wills.
If you have that in your hand, that'd probably be like a real life microphone, wouldn't it?
What's that?
If you have that in your hand, that'd probably be like a real life
another
microphone.
win for the great and illustrious Jake Wills, Jim.
Yes.
Had a few opponent changes before the fight, didn't he?
Yes.
Who did he end up fighting? What was this lad like? What did you know about him coming in? What camp's he from?
Yeah, from AVT, ended up with Elijah Butler on a week, weren't it? A week's notice. Yeah, his opponent changed on a week out. Ended up with Elijah Butler, very good lad from AVT. A lot of junior and youth kickboxing experience. Former European champion.
European or world
junior champion. So very good. Obviously got a lot of experience behind him. Only had 4 MMA fights, same as Jake, but against good opponents as well. But obviously a lot more experience, been doing this a lot more years. So, as we'll talk about.
As in Jake's opponent had?
James, junior European and again, really world kickboxing champion and been doing it for many, many years at a high level. And that's why, again, as we'll talk over the next few minutes, I find even more impressive what Jake managed to achieve and fight with such high IQ and just smoothness, discipline. In his actual 4th competitive fight. So,
how did you feel going into the fight?
Well, to be fair, I've never fought all the guys I've fought. No disrespect to them, they've not been an elite level striker. So I knew the other guys that I fought, chances are if they were going to beat me, it was going to be by a submission. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this guy I knew was a dangerous striker, hit hard, kicked hard.
You knew he could knock you out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I knew if this guy was going to beat me, it was going to be by knocking me out. Do you know what I mean? So.
And yet you don't look tentative at all.
Nah, well that's what I mean. I was nervous before, and then as soon as I started my warm up, I was like, oh no, it's normal.
So he comes out throwing quite a few leg kicks.
Yeah,
is that kind of thing you guys expected off the bat? Is that a Thai style guy or?
Well, more kickboxing, a bit more flamboyant. He's got his bounce, a bit more flamboyant than Thai boxing. But that points kind of background. Look, he's on his. Yeah, I mean, he's a strong kicker. We've seen some of his fights and stuff. We've seen him fight live as well. They had an opponent in common, and he put pressure on him as well, didn't he? At one point, he's good. He's good, man. He's good. He's a good kid.
That was a nice time to
take.
Jake
down, didn't look. I didn't think Jake looked out of sorts on the feet. There was times when he made Elijah punch air and then laid back and hit him with 2 or 3 piece and
he was
hook
hitting
turned
him with
him.
the 3-2, weren't he? He landed the 3-2 quite a lot.
I was, it shows the level of Jake to not just MMA, even on the stand-up exchange on this. Apart from, we got caught one right hand a bit further down the line in the second. Apart from that, I'd say, as I remember it, I believe Jake was being a more effective striker as such. He was throwing some good kicks and things like that, and a few Hail Marys and came out hard in the second. But Jake's striking is fantastic.
This is a lovely wrestling sequence here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well timed into the leg hook takedown, a couple of tables to get him down. Now we're looking at him on the back.
Punching the far side eye, which Jimmy drilled with him that week to try and get the rear naked. But Elijah, he was tough, man. This was pretty deep. I thought he might have a shot at this, but he just had his chin tucked a bit, didn't he?
I mean, this looks locked in here, this rear naked.
Yeah.
It's a bit off on the angle, isn't it?
Early, I didn't want to squeeze too much as well.
Yeah, you said that, didn't you? 2 rounds. But, honestly, I've cornered a lot of fighters over the years now. And I don't think this is overselling it. Obviously, cornered in the UFC, some good wins in the UFC and stuff. And for me, this was one of the best performances I've ever cornered. It really was. It really is up there with, in the top 5-10 for sure. I was really proud of him, and some of the movements and patterns and things he did in this, as we were talking about, we'd been working with him in the weeks leading up to it, and it was just really nice to see and experience it alongside him and watch him perform at such a good level so early in his journey. And just again, like I say, his IQ, the way he listens, like he was very disciplined in this as well. Like he didn't get overly tired, not over squeezed, not over chased, just performing in an experienced fashion, Joe, like someone beyond his years, right? And it's just
his experience showed just with the way I noticed how he managed to circle him in the set. I think it was the second round. In the first round, when you seen that back take sequence there, it was in Elijah's corner. And then in the second round, Jake managed to circle Elijah so his back was on our cage in our corner and take him down there so he could listen to the instructions a lot more clearly. Just little bits like that just showed his experience from being in there 4 times now, getting a feel for it and the cage time. Because every fight he fought has been a decision. So you've had a lot of time in there.
And was the game plan to look for the takedown and think about it as a striker versus grappler match?
MMA. The plan was MMA. We were more happy for Jake to strike him. We actually wanted to test it with him. We wanted to see him.
Well, we knew he was good everywhere, but he was definitely always going to be a lot more dangerous on the feet than he was.
That was the danger zone, So we knew at any point Jake's wrestling took him massively. As of late, I've noticed a lot taking down big guys in the gym and stuff. His jiu-jitsu is fantastic. MMA ground, we've been working a lot on your ground. He's just lovely ground pound. We've been working a lot on his MMA ground. That's just when he overleaned it. He did it then, he did it one more time later on.
Well, he's come out like a madman in the second round.
I think he's realised Jake's a handful. I think he's realised, going back to the corner, I think he's realised, right, this kid's a handful. Shit, he's probably better than I thought.
Well, what were you thinking in those opening moments of the second round? Because he came out furious. High kicks, wheel kicks, that right hand. The
right hand that he landed, it's weird. It didn't hurt. In terms of pain, it didn't hurt at all. I don't remember it too much, but I just remember my hands hitting the mat. And I was just
but you didn't feel wobble.
No, not really.
Just flash.
My hands hitting the mat, and I was in my head. I was like, oh shit, I just got to wrestle him now. Do you know what I mean?
But stood straight up. Wasn't a panic shot. Time to do a good double.
Stayed defensively sound.
That's how old,
17.
A 17-year-old lad with 4 MMA fights and a few years of training. He got caught there. He struck him down. He's popped up. And now look, he's just smart, recentering, slowing it down, and just
lovely leg hook.
Yeah, just composure, man. It's impressive. I certainly weren't that composed at 17. 4 fights in, Jesus, that was pretty shocking. So it's just good to see it. You know what I mean? It's lovely lat drop on his weak side as well. He got a fantastic lat drop.
Gets a nice ground and pound sequence as well. Rocks his head back.
Yeah. He says he made his nose bleed on that as well, right?
I heard you saying get hands on the body.
No, I ain't touching it. No, I'm not touching it. Sam's right.
I need to close the door.
Don't moan, Sam, straight on. Don't moan.
You're knocking back and forth.
Okay. Right, lovely work. Really good work, man. Really good work. It's a great fight. Everyone who's was there to say that probably their favourite night of the fight, and all props to Elijah as well. He's very good. You know what I mean? He's very good. His game. He's got a bright future as well.
You can see Jake start to open up with the striking kit now.
He's found his timing a little bit, and starts making him miss a little bit. I think Elijah might be a little bit tired as well.
Yeah, he definitely was.
You know what I mean? Jake's fitness. This is conversations me and Joe have been having with the guys. Like Jake's work ethic is,
yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah, for me,
it's important to speak about that.
Like, I never took any shortcuts in my fights and didn't miss my sessions, and he doesn't. I don't have to inspect him ever. I know he'll do his airlines, he'll do his verse, he'll do the work. Do you know what I mean? He wants it. He knows he can give himself an opportunity of making where he wants to get. He knows he can have the opportunity to get there. He's got to do the work and conduct himself in the fashion that he conducts himself. Now, that's not guaranteed for anyone. I never got to where I wanted to get and stuff, but he's given himself the best chance, and his work ethic is up there with some of the guys I've trained with all sorts over the years, and I believe his work ethic is on par with what mine was, and I've seen champions, and the work ethic's fantastic, and he's given himself the best shot to achieve his dreams, and he has to respect that. And I also think people want to follow suit. You know what I mean? I think it's a way to lead a team. He's doing it, very well. He's not being pushed to do it. He's doing it all off his own back, and it's impressive for such a young man to have that drive and focus. Again, I hate blowing smoke up his arse, but it's unfortunately he has to have it done, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah. So. Well, two rounds in, two clear. Look, mate.
The
last few podcasts we've done, you don't about close fights, close rounds.
People get flashed, hand to the ground, and then still convincingly win a round.
Yeah, that's still his
take down, not screw control, again, ground and pound,
And what does anyone remember what the judges' scorecards read at the end of?
They didn't read them, do they?
I think they just said unanimous.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, unanimous.
It may
so whether it was 2-1 or whether it was 3 rounds.
He got flashed in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then took
lovely 2-3 there.
Yeah, it starts making Elijah miss a bit, and just
front teep to the body.
I remember the first 2 rounds went so quick.
I think that was that little lunge and that little lunge there. That was the second one, wasn't it? It was twice he lunged him. One he got caught with the right hand. There was a bit of one there. But it's pretty bloody perfect.
You end up on top in this scramble as well. I thought this was good. You used the body.
I got hit in my last fight, didn't I? I didn't move my hips, and that's why I ended up in that
get underneath,
It's where you go for the darts.
You go for the darts. Talk about Jake's jits, Joe. And because I think that's important. So we're talking about Jake's striking and his wrestling, but the jits as well. There are no holes in Jake's game, is there?
No, he just trains everything with equal enthusiasm. Do you know what I mean? He's in from everything from his skill training to his S&C. Even in this fight, you didn't just see the skills like getting dropped or put to a knee or whatever. It showed his tenacity, his mindset to come straight back at the kid. Some people could shy away there and even look for a way out. I know it wasn't that bad, but he definitely wasn't deterred by getting a dink on the chin. And his jiu-jitsu it's one factor to his game, but he blends it very well with all of it. Yeah, he's an MMA grappler as much as he is a straight jits guy. He's the dart attempt here. Again, this is one of Jimmy's fortes, baseball slide darts.
How close do we think this is? It looks close, doesn't it?
Like gargling.
You could hear him.
Yeah, just couldn't go that top elbow. Fell off to the wrong side a little bit. That was all.
On Thursday.
And then
we did it on Thursday, didn't we? I said to you, I think I might get this.
Well, we were doing it the week before, and I hit it in my comp in Leicester.
It's my favourite, probably my favourite submission, I think. As Joe was saying about, what happened in the fight. We said before this fight, he had another guy we trained with, a tough game kid. But we knew this would be the better dance partner for Jake, and we don't want Jake getting beaten up and dropped and black eyes and injured, but
you can't go swimming without getting wet.
This is a very tough game, and he's grown a lot from this experience. A small bit of adversity, being put under pressure against a junior world champion or junior European champion or whatever Elijah was. It's not hook turn. It's just
that was a beautiful hook turn, wasn't it?
Maybe a little bit early on his hands up in the air. No,
but when someone's trying to like that, it'd be easy to lose composure, wouldn't it?
That's what I'm saying. We said, I think, the dance partner, and he'll grow from it. And unfortunately, we have to have the black eyes and get flashed and get injured and have bad experiences to grow, isn't it? Because it's not plain sailing.
I mean, for the pedigree of striker that Elijah is, I don't think he's come off too bad. He got that one little black eye that made him look like he was wearing eyeliner, and that's about it. Right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He and the level of the opponent, the dance partner, it allowed Jake to show who he was as well. It wasn't like a spazzy, awkward guy who's scruffy and difficult to look good against. Like Elijah's level helped Jake show his level, and I think
systems versus systems.
He matched him on the feet towards the end.
Just super present. Like,
he matched him on the feet towards the end, and I think where he won though was his grappling and his wrestling. Like he showed a much more overall game compared to Elijah, but Elijah was scrappy, tenacious. He never accepted defeat. He was always trying to get back up. Yeah, exactly. He's a good sprawl and brawl MMA fighter with very dangerous striking.
And we controlled him.
We
controlled him, which is.
And Jake stuck to the game plan perfectly and showed all aspects of his game. And I think that's credit to Elijah as well, bringing that out.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And Jake, when the fight finished, you immediately went to the cage, got up on the cage, celebrated. Was part of that thinking, just in case the judges are wondering, I'm showing them.
I don't know, like you never know when you're in there anyway.
Yeah.
But
that was just you celebrating.
Yeah, I knew I should have won, John.
Yeah.
You never know you won, but I knew
I was confident.
Yeah.
It would have been.
Yeah.
Well, let's not go to these again.
The fact that he sprinted at me trying to take me out kind of showed that he knew he'd be on.
Yeah.
Good dance partner.
Yeah.
Be great for you to train together at some point.
Yeah. But it was very, very good performance.
So just before we talk about Jake and his trajectory a bit more generally, I'd like to kick that off by saying I think I speak for quite a few people around my level and age in the gym, like me, Riley, etc. We look at Jake not in a patronising way as like our little brother. 10 years younger than us. Like I certainly think I'd like to hope that I employ distill some kind of guidance, whatever I can, technique-wise when it pertains to what we're actually doing in the gym or outside in terms of life. But really, the reason I bring that up is to say what you've basically said already, Jim, which is Jake's the one actually leading the pack, right? He's the one setting the example for the rest of us. So despite the fact that he's 10, for some people, even more years younger than them and us, he's the one that's actually giving us the example. We should be looking to him and looking at the way Jake's doing things and using him as a template, as a guide for what we should be doing. I think that's really impressive. Somebody of his young age, 17 years old, not even an adult yet, and he's doing everything he's doing, like you said, off of his own back. He's not needing you and Joe to tell him to do it. And I think it's admirable. So as much as I'm proud of Jake, as I know we all are, at the same time, I'm inspired and in admiration of you. I think that's really, important to say.
Okay.
Well done, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, he does set the example. He does set the example. If they're all like Jake, I'm not comparing anyone. We love them all, but Jake really does set the standard. If everyone took a piece of if everyone followed the example Jake set, they'd all be able to perform like Jake's performed this weekend. Because Jake, Jake is not talented. Yeah, he was bottom of the barrel of his training partners for a long time. Like he's a smaller guy. He's not a freak athlete. He's not got fast twitch muscle fibre or anything like that. He's just grinded and picked up.
It sounds wrong,
but it's true. It's true. I used to PT him every weekend and watch him get mauled by his PT partner. Right?
And this is the scary thing. He hasn't even got his man strength yet.
That's it.
He's going to be He's already a handful for someone like me on the ground.
It's not God given. It's earned. It's earned. Like, it's not a diss to him. Like that makes it even more special. Makes me even more proud of him. That he hasn't got these physical attributes. Like, he hasn't got that God-given strength, that God-given athleticism. He's worked for it all, and he's got in the gym, he's improved his posture, he's got stronger, he's got fitter, he's become more of an athlete, but he's had to work for all of it, not just the skills, but the body, the frame, everything, all of it. You're not like fighting as well, like you're not a nasty kid, do you know what I mean? Like the mindset of fighting, that does not come naturally to you, but you go in there and you perform like a composed professional. And that's all part of you evolving as a fighter and an athlete. And I am very proud of you.
we need to do a full episode, just me and you, to really like go into this in detail. But to give us like an insight, where does it come from? Like, you're so driven at such a young age. Where do you think that comes from?
To be honest, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know, to be fair. Like, I always think about this. Like, I don't really know where it comes from. Like, it's not like I wasn't really born into the fighting. Like, I sort of just ended up here, started training a little bit, and then started training a little bit more, and then somehow I ended up like training every morning and night. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I always think about it. Like, I just sort of ended up here.
You had to consciously develop.
Like, I don't really know. Like, I always wanted to do something. Like, I started with football. I love football. And then, like, sort of just ended up with this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just went from football to this. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. God given. Given by fate, however you want to think about it. What's next for Jake, Jim? More of the same?
Yeah, of course. Keep getting this amateur experience in. I mean, we've had a whopping 9 rounds. You know what I mean? In his whole life fight career. You know, he's against guys who have had hundreds of fights, you know, hundreds of matches as such. I think just keep going on the road we're going on. Keep the work ethic, keep taking him around to different gyms and getting different sparring and different looks. I've obviously took a more focused approach to my coaching as well as of late. I think I've been a blessing in disguise as well, and just have more eyes, more effort from me as well, and just get another fight. We've got a couple of offers for 14th, haven't we? December, maybe go again in December, and then next year again, just maybe start working towards maybe getting a regional title back end of next year. That's what I remember. I didn't say, Joe.
Yeah, definitely.
IMAS as well. Yeah, you mentioned that. I mean, I wanted to do that.
Definitely.
It's just getting experience. This is his apprenticeship. So the next 3 years, this is his apprenticeship. You know.
And just on that note, I did touch on it in the post I did after the fights. On the gym page, Jimmy being in that cast, I just want to give like a big amount of credit to Jimmy this camp, for Jake and Johnny, for like how he's not lapsed in motivation, enthusiasm. He's been here exactly the same, and I know he has struggled with frustrations and not being able to train himself and not being able to get on and demo, and I don't feel like the quality of training and coaching is dropped in the slightest. If anything, I think it's elevated, and even the lads in the gym who haven't fought, I think they've also benefited from it. So I just want to say, like, without being patronising, I'm very proud of you, Jim, and we all appreciate you as a coach
I think
and a leader.
Blessing in the weirdest possible way. I think it's
been a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. You know,
and I mean, we're not out of the woods yet, but I think this should show you that in the future, like when you do have to finally accept that it's over for you, you have got a role that you are more than capable of fulfilling, like as a head coach.
And, we spoke about this, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean, we can be together more on my classes and your classes as well.
Yeah,
you know.
It's gave us a chance to look at a lot of things overall.
You know what I mean? It just.
You've always been a head coach, but I think now you've adopted the role and embodied it so much more. Yeah,
sergeant,
exactly.
And, not be everyone's friend as much as I love everyone and care about everyone. And if it's my job to take the reins of not being a nice guy, then that has to be done my way, and that has to be done my way.
You've had to focus on the coaching element rather than just being able to show and do. You've had to pick your brain and improvise, and it's added a new string to your bow.
I just want everyone to take the word. I've been speaking to people, not saying names, and I feel like it's gone across well. The people I spoke to direct. If I have a team, or the people we have in our team, if they all got on it, had the work ethic at Jake, I think they're one of the best teams in the country. And it's there. It's within reaching distance. It's just people's decision now, and that's from the grappling squad to the MMA squad. I think we can, even the guys, the hobbyists, the ones who want to just grapple a bit, I think everyone just steps up across the board. I think we have just a team of terrors, a grappling squad that's feared and an MMA squad that's feared or super respected, and take this step from this, still running it as the business and this absolute there, you know what I mean? Of course, we have a lot of overheads here. It needs to be a successful business and even more successful.
But the reputation of the fight team is a massive part to building the business.
Yeah, and I just think we shake this. I said it to Joe. I don't think it's a disrespectful thing to say. Shake this hobbyist vibe. I certainly feel through the grappling and the MMA regarding the competition side of the team, and rustle some feathers and step this shit up, because everyone's got the ability. We've got great people at all levels of their competition on the jiu-jitsu and the MMA who can actually, I think everyone can fucking go and do something.
Yeah, it's like I said a minute ago, I'm not comparing them to Jake when I say you should see what Jake's done at this event on the weekend and how well he's done and take influence and inspiration from that. But the fact that he does put the work in and then he's able to go and perform like that, everyone said it, not just us, all of his teammates, all of his training partners have all gone, oh, how good was Jake looking that week? Well, are you surprised?
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, look what he puts in. Do you know what I mean?
Johnny as well.
Exactly, and Johnny as well, yeah.
He works, and Johnny's,
This is just about Jake today on this podcast, but Johnny too, absolutely.
That's worth saying, just in case we don't actually get to do a fight recap with Johnny for this one. Johnny had another great performance as well.
Yeah, stopped him in the second round. He had a scruffy, awkward opponent.
3 months.
Yeah.
And he's been doing this from nothing, 18 months. Like, listen, he needs to keep improving technique, and he certainly is. He took a massive leap.
Massive
he
this
to showcase the leap he's made in the fight this time. But he has done. But why? Because he mimics Jake's work ethic to his fullest. He works full time, and he's in there every minute he's not. And that's all we want. That's all we want. We want just people to do this, to fight for this team. We expect you to. I want you to conduct yourself. I've always conducted myself, and all my trainers, playing partners, have always conducted themselves. If you want to do well in this, give yourself a chance. You have to live it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a good life, and we'll have some good experiences. But we've got to live it. We've got to live it. And Johnny does live it.
Johnny
and
did
I think
brilliant.
It showed. And just me and Joe driving back on the night after. When we drive back and it's 3-2, when it's 4-1, it's not so bad. When it's 4-0, we're happy, but we still think, well, they could be in more. And blah, blah, blah. When we drive back and the two lads, I'd say, we have said this, we consider Jake and John the ones who have probably put it in the most.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely.
For a long period of time, not just the camp. It's a year-round commitment. It's a life. It's a lifestyle. It's not a camp.
Johnny's trying to catch up, and Jake's constantly elevating.
It's not a camp. This camp bullshit. I hate it. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
I've been retired for 18 months until I broke my leg. I'm still on the mat every day. Why?
Camp's where you get fitter,
maybe hoping to have a
sharper.
fight. Maybe something going on, but why? Because that's my lifestyle. That's how everyone in this gym should be a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
The doctor doesn't take a day off from being a doctor, do they?
No.
The lawyer doesn't take
The camp is where you get fitter, sharper, the weight comes off, like you get in the zone to fight, you might get a little bit more malicious, that kind of thing, where you're zoned in, knowing what you're going to do. Martial arts is for life. Like, if you want to be a martial artist, you've got to be on the mat every day, and you've got to do it because you love it. The only reason me and him get so animated and frustrated or emotional is because we see the potential in these guys, and we want them to realise that potential, not just for us but for themselves.
Grappling squad, MMA squad, we believe in all of you. You have all got your own talent and skills. You could all smash it. We could have a team of guys tearing up. We could have a team tearing up if everyone just changes the mindset to this full commitment of like, this is my life.
Yeah. We can be going 4-5-0 on shows. We can be picking up straight golds rather than silvers and bronzes. We win golds as well, but we could win a lot more golds in the grappling comps. Like, the potential's there, the training partners are there, the facilities are there. Like, it's on you.
Full commitment.
Exactly.
Isn't
We're changing this timetable around. We're not doing that to benefit us. I'm getting
home later nights.
Yeah, I'm getting home at 10 o'clock every night. You know what I mean? I don't have a weekend, but I do it for you guys because I care about you. Yeah. And I want you to do well. And you put in the work, it will be all worthwhile. Right.
Yeah, this is a change that you guys spoke about when we did the podcast with Riley in March, and you've both kept your word to what you said you were going to do and more. There was a marked increase in the intensity near the start of the year, around spring, and it's continued to build and build and build. And I've noticed it in you, Jim. And I think props to you for making that change, because it's not easy being
the boss.
Being the boss. That's good. You've got a heart of gold. You don't want to have to be hard line and cold on people, but sometimes you've got to be cold to be compassionate. Sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind. And I think you're doing a brilliant job with that. And Joe's always, I think, like Joe. When I think sometimes, like you, in the past, maybe you've like just deferred to Jim and have not deferred is not the right word. What I'm trying to say is I've seen you come into much more of a leadership role as well this year. And I think that's through things such as obviously Jim, unfortunately having the injury that he has, and times when Jim's been on holiday. I think you've really continued to grow into your role as a coach and a leader as well, and started to back yourself and your knowledge a bit more, which is really great to see too.
Cheers, mate.
So with the two of you leading the ship, I'll second everything you've said. The sky's the limit. It's for anybody that wants it. It's
man management at the end of the day, and not every two men are the same. Some guys, some kids need an arm around the shoulder. Some need a rocket up their arse. Right? It's on us to figure out what works for who.
Yeah. Well, that is maybe the most positive and harmonious podcast we've done yet.
You reckon?
Yeah.
It's all there, yeah.
I'm surprised. There's been no self-deprecating jokes, no derogatory jokes towards one another. It doesn't feel quite right.
No,
we'll leave it there.
Probably because he's got it out the past 2 hours whilst I've been PCing with him.
No, not me. Different guy. Not me. Not me.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers. Oh, sorry, bro.
Thank you.
I thought he was having a beer. Sorry, mate. Sorry, boy.